honestly, I thought this was the best April Fool's joke ever. And this is from Transport and Energy. EVs still £1,200 cheaper a year under new tax rules. April 1st. Written by James EV. I'm sure this is a made-up name. It was written by James EVISON. eVision? EVision? EVs? Despite changes to the tax rules, which mean electric vehicles, EV, now have to pay vehicle excise duty, they are still considerably cheaper to run than ICE equivalents, according to the ECIU. Climate Intelligence Unit, Col. He keeps getting people to write retractions when they make a claim that's not quite true. As far as I know, his tweet saying you can save £1,600 a day is still on the internet, but he's getting retractions off other people. EVs now have to pay vehicle excise duty for the first time, starting at £10 for the first year and £190 every year after, and those worth more than £40,000 will also start paying the expensive car supplement. However, VAD excise duty is also going up for petrol cars, with larger and more polluting vehicles seeing a doubling of the VAD they've had to pay for the first year. But analysis of these new taxes alongside fueling, charging and other costs by the ECIU has found that these changes will see EVs retain a significant advantage over their petrol equivalents when it comes to annual running costs. There is no hiding the fact that used BEVs have fallen on average in value by 40.9% since January 2023, which is 4 times the amount used petrol cars have fallen by 9.5% in the same period. So they've fallen 30.4% more in that period than a petrol car, but you can save £1,200 according to the ECIU. It's not right, is it? Any idiot can see it's not right. Okay? Owners of the top 10 best-selling EVs of 2024 will still enjoy savings of nearly £1,200 a year over the vehicle's lifetime compared to ICE cars, even though they've dropped 30% more than an ICE car. Just no. Given price parity between EVs and petrol cars has been reached on the second-hand market, average annual savings on the second-hand market are even higher, with a used EV still able to deliver savings of almost £1,600 a year. Right, well, you know me, I mean, these people just say stuff without actually having any written proof or evidence to refer to. They just say shit. That's not me. Let's go into it. Let's dig deeper. In fact, let's just go back a little bit. They've not replied to me, but hey, Transport and Energy, please clearly state your post as an April Fool's joke in case one of your readers believes this tripe and rushes out to buy an EV. As you can see, I've just taken these examples from an EV expert. As the example shows, there is no such thing as an EV expert, but an EV expert's website. You can see for yourself that even the self-proclaimed experts can't keep up with the horrendous monthly depreciation, so what chance has Joe Private? I assume that Teslas are in the top 10 selling EVs. They dropped £3,460 last month alone. So in future, be better. Did not reply to me. P.S. You can buy 532 gallons of diesel and drive 21,292 miles at 40 miles per gallon. So yep, I'm afraid at the moment it's cheaper to run a diesel. Hope this helps. You're welcome. These I took off an EV Experts Sales Garage website. Down £3,500. This is since they claimed they could save between £1,600 to £2,600. That's dropped £3,500. Nissan Araya, down £1,600 just since December. Next one, Hyundai Kona, down £2,000 since the 23rd of the 1st, 2025. Next one, Volvo XC40, down £3,000 since the 28th of the 11th, 2024. Right, let's, I mean, basically, I prefer, in an argument, I prefer what I call the nuclear option. Instead of just giving you one example, oh Baz, that you've cherry picked them. You've cherry picked them. They don't mean a thing. The Climate Intelligence Unit says that you can save all this money. Nuclear. How about this one? Down £28,300. So, Transport and Energy, since this article was posted on the 20th of 11th, 2024, stating that a private could save £2,600 a year, Audi e-tron, which will save its owner around £2,600 a year, that's taken directly from the story. Don't believe me? Okay, let's go to the story. Best-selling second-hand EVs saving drivers £1,600 a year. Allow all. By George Smeaton. Commenting on the analysis, Colin Walker, transport analyst at ECU, said increasing numbers of regular families are now trading in for an EV on the second-hand market, taking advantage of the hundreds of pounds savings they can generate every year and turning their backs on paying the petrol premium of their old car. Bollocks. The analysis looked at the total cost of ownership of the 6 best-selling, well, it was 10 best-selling cars before, wasn't it? Ownership of the 6 best-selling second-hand EVs on Auto Trader. Was it owners of the top 10 best-selling EVs of 2024? In the article, exact savings vary by model, but the analysis shows that all 6 of the top-selling second-hand EVs are hundreds, if not thousands of pounds cheaper to run every year. The top-selling EV with the biggest saving compared to its petrol equivalent was the Audi e-tron, which will save its owner around £2,600 a year, or about £26,000 over its remaining 10-year lifespan. So even the Climate Intelligence Unit only expect it to last 10 years. 10 years ago, I was in Sorrento when they did the 50th anniversary of the Fiat 500. There was hundreds of them driving around Sorrento. They were 50 years old. They're 60 years old now plus. They expect them to last 10 years. And that's them. That's their figures, not mine, over its remaining 10-year lifespan when compared to the petrol Audi Q5. Even the top-selling EV with the smallest savings compared to its petrol equivalent, the Renault Zoe, will still save its owner an average of around £875 per year, or about £8,750 over 10 years of its remaining lifespan, when compared to a petrol Renault Clio. Right, so remember Renault Zoe and remember Audi e-tron. Let's go back to my tweet. Nuclear option. So, Transport and Energy. Since this article was posted on the 20th 11th, 2024, let me just go back. 20th of November 2024. There we go. Couldn't see it at first. So, since this article was posted, stating, you could say 2,000, this dealer has had to reduce his by £4,000. Please could you explain to me how this article that you have referenced can be taken seriously? That was there you go, that's the article. Just to prove it, I've given them the link. We go into there, he's reduced it from the 10th to the 12th, 2024, he's reduced his Audi e-tron by £4,000. Just to rub salt in the wound, I've taken a photograph of where they say it. I've not had an answer. That's the Audi e-tron. Small point, but worth mentioning. Since this article was published on the 20th 11th, 2024, stating that even the top-selling EV with the smallest savings compared to its petrol equivalent, the Renault Zoe, will still save its owner an average of around £875 a year. This dealer has had to reduce his Renault Zoe by £4,000, with which you could buy 615 gallons of diesel and drive 36,923 miles at 60 miles per gallon. Even if the electricity company paid you to use their electricity, it would still be cheaper to run a diesel. Don't believe me? There you go. There you go. Being reduced by £4,000. Renault Clio. That was the article. Cut it out, highlighted it, sent it to Transport and Energy. You are part of the problem. The motor trade is going down the plug hole, literally. A story reported yesterday. Car dealer. Saxton 4x4 posts 7-figure losses for 2024 as challenging year sees profits wiped out. And you know what? There's all that. And then when we get down to the bottom here, the volatile EV market represented a large percentage of the losses. Other factors were rising interest rates and insurance spike on premium vehicle policies. That sums it up. And let me just go to, there you go, Andy, who seems to be a very, very clever person with his finger on the pulse. You can even lose £6,000 on the cheapest new EV available without driving it anywhere. Reduced by £6,015. It's done 11 miles. Demonstrator with 11 miles. It was registered 13th of the 10th, 2024. It's down £6,015. Even the cheapest EV on the market, you can't save £1,200 now with the new car tax. You couldn't save £1,600 before, and you definitely couldn't save £2,600 on an e-tron when some of them have gone down 55 grand. It's going to be hard to beat this April Fool's Day Transport and Energy. What about an Audi e-tron? Can you save money running one of them? I'm sure they use that as an example. The top selling EV with the biggest savings compared to its petrol equivalent was the Audi e-tron, which will save its owner around £2,600 a year, or about £26,000 over its remaining 10-year lifespan. Straight out of Auto Trader. Down £55,999. Colin, ring them up and tell them how they can save £2,600 a year. Hang on, they can save £26,000 over its 10-year lifespan. What's 226s? 52? That's gone down £55,999. Don't talk shit. Transport and Energy. Retraction. Colin from the Energy and Climate. Retraction. It's rubbish. Again, let me just go. There is no hiding the fact that used BEVs have fallen on average in value by 40.9% since January 2023, which is 4 times the amount used petrol cars have fallen by, 9.5% in the same period. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.